Yo, what up? Sony just had their big summer showcase. I thought it was pretty good. I kind of divided up my expectations for this event. I was assuming we were going to get Spider-Man 2 and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I was hopeful we would see Alan Wake 2. And if I was being greedy, I was hoping for like Kingdom Hearts 4 or Persona 6. I ended up getting 2 of those 5 games and a couple more on top of that. The first game they showed off seemed kind of cool, but I think that's only because I want more heist games. I'm personally fine with CG trailers if they're only done under certain conditions. It has to be either a long-running series or an old series coming back for it to be justified in my opinion. But if it's the first thing we're seeing for a brand new game, you're not really pitching me a game, you're pitching me an idea. It kind of proves how risky it is for a new IP to only show off a CG trailer when I don't remember the game's name. I don't know. I personally think that's kind of a weak way to start an event, especially because it was one of very little PS Studio games at this event. Sword of the Sea was the most beautiful game at the showcase. I enjoyed Journey a lot, despite the fact that I kind of find it to be a one and done game. The movement in this is so fun, and based off of the prestige of the devs, I'm down. Splatoon, but with bubbles, is not what I expected Square Enix to show off today. If this game is a live service, it's going to be dead in a year. I have zero expectations for any live service game from Square Enix that isn't named Final Fantasy XIV. The Plucky Squire looks super cute. It just seemed like a really jolly game. I'm really excited to see more of it. The trailer did a great job of selling me on it. The rumors about the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake were true. Personally, I have one question about this remake that will determine how much I care. Because if it's Konami developing it, I'm worried. Do you trust a Kojima-less Konami to remake a Metal Gear game? I don't. If it's another studio like the guys that remade Demon's Souls, I'm sold. I just need that very simple question answered. I don't remember if it's in the trailer or not. At the very least, Konami can't mess up those ports, right? Final Fantasy 16 had its best trailer yet. Like, I was already sold on it, but seeing this trailer, it really solidified how great this game is going to be. Overall, it was an excellent final trailer. It's going to be amazing because we all know on this channel that Yoshi P doesn't miss. Alan Wake 2 finally had its second trailer and it kind of popped off. I think it took me like one line to realize what game it was.
I'm trapped here in this.
Yo, shit, yo, that's Alan Wake 2, boys. The vibes in this trailer were top tier. The shift to survival horror is perfect for this series. Something I'm pretty sure I said when it was announced. And I think them leaning more into horror for this game is a very good decision. It helps separate the mood of this game from Control. Before we got this trailer, I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little worried about that. Remedy are masters of action. Tackling a new genre could be a challenge for them. This trailer killed those fears. It was very unsettling with how it was shot and the scares that it delivered. My prediction is that this game is going to follow the new FBI girl in the real world and Alan in the dark world, coming out just in time for the spooky season 2. It's kind of crazy how close the release date is because this is basically the second time they've talked about the game. But with a game like this, I don't really mind. Play it close to the chest. No more trailers, I think we're good. We saw more Street Fighter 6. At an event like this, I'd rather see stuff that's coming out from the end of the summer onward. If we're getting trailers for soon-to-be-released games, I'd prefer if they were games that were about to be shadow dropped. This trailer and the FF16 trailer could have very easily been dropped on YouTube by themselves, but at least both of them looked good. I don't think we need more trailers for this game. It's out in a week. After Alan Wake 2, there was only a few things that piqued my interest. Resident Evil 4 Remake's VR mode is one of them, also known as RE4R VR. It looks like it's just going to be RE4 VR, but in RE4R, so I'm sold. This can only make that game better, and it might be a system seller for me. The biggest surprise of the night was Marathon. Watching that trailer, I was interested because it was Bungie, but I wasn't super sucked into it. Because, you know, CG trailer is going to CG trailer, so there's not much to get hyped about. I just assumed it was Destiny until the end, and then I popped off. I'm a huge Halo fan. I've played very little Destiny, but I enjoyed what I played. I want Bungie to make other stuff, though, and returning to Marathon is perfect. I hope its main focus is multiplayer and it doesn't have Destiny's structure. With Halo falling apart, I just want a good arena shooter, man. Name a better studio to do that than Bungie. With their original shooter 2, this couldn't be more perfect for me. Last but not least was a very long but very good showcase for Spider-Man 2. I'm loving the FF16 HUD. The combat looks like it's going to be a huge step up from the original. Swapping characters like GTA 5 is a perfect move for this series. I'm really, really excited to see Black Suit Spider-Man. Although it is going to be weird hearing evil Yuri Lowenthal. The dude just sounds too nice. But that set piece was amazing, man. This game has been quiet since it was announced, and I think that was the perfect move. I'm going to get this day one, which is something I haven't done with a PS Studio game since Miles Morales. The only other notable thing for me that I'm now just realizing I forgot to mention is the streaming device. I kind of wish it was just straight up a Vita 2 and not a streaming thing. Based off of my experience when streaming off of my PS5, is that it only really works when you're streaming off of good internet that's operating at 100%. Streaming in general is something I'm not really sold on. Honestly, the only situation I can see myself using this thing is when I want to record footage for a review, just so I can record my PS5 in this room while I sit somewhere else on a comfortable chair. I've been recording this video for like 40 minutes and I have not been comfortable at all during it. No joke, I'm probably going to be streaming my PS5 to my PS4 for my Final Fantasy 16 review just to test it out. Assuming my internet isn't acting up and I can actually play a character action game. And that was it for this showcase. A lot of smaller games, like 4 first-party games, which I find kind of crazy. Hell, half of them were Bungie. Dude, I must be forgetting some. And 4 games I am very excited about. 3 of them are GOTY contenders for this year. Based off of my I only need 1 game rule for Nintendo Directs, this was solid. So I got 4. But this event still feels like a B+, which is weird. This feels like it should be an A for me. I'm surprised there were a lot of PS studios that didn't show up. Hell, half of the stuff I'm super down for isn't made by PlayStation. Low-key, I think this showcase exposed a hole in PlayStation's market, at least for me. They are killing it with the massive games. But that's all they really focus on, and those take a long time to make. Like, Sony doesn't really make smaller stuff. They have to rely on others for those smaller games. Even then, some of the bigger announcements weren't PS studios. This showcase felt like them saying, look at what other people are making for PlayStation, instead of here's what we're making for PlayStation, you know? I think that's where State of Plays always lose me. They need other guys to fill in the gaps because they don't make AA games. Now, is it a problem that they only focus on making big AAA games and not smaller games? I don't know, and I don't care. At the end of the day, the worst that it's going to do is make me care less about State of Plays because the filler just feels worse because it's not any of their IPs. Do you agree? Think I'm an idiot? Comment down below. Dislike the video if you're also going to be stressing when it comes time to make your Game of the Year video this year, and subscribe for more bad content. Follow me on other platforms if you want. Take care, guys.